Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with Willie Combo Program. We've got a decently sized haul, so let's get started. Kicking things off, we've got Immoral X-Men #1, continuing the Sins of Sinister story arc. So, Sinister has taken over the Quiet Council, and then by taking over the Quiet Council, taking over the world. But there are those who stand against him. So we begin. A group of spies led by Nick Fury is planning an assault on Westchester, and then they leap to their deaths, having been with Xavier having suggested that to them. Though Emma Frost is just like, take the fun out of it. But Sinister, even though Sinister has managed to put some of his worst impulses into the backups of the council, they still find themselves. Their primary personality traits are still there, and they're kind of meshing in some really disturbing ways. So, the council meets, and the council's called together telepathically, and so they meet, and apparently Hope has given herself a metal arm, kind of if Cable's going to be, someone's got to be Cable, and if Cable's got Buggy, well, it's got to be her. The original arm is being kept by Exodus, as it is precious. There's some prospects that comes to Krakoa about attacks from outside the solar system. Maybe around 17 years, they're done for. The conclusion being that Krakoa needs bigger guns. It was discovered in the first in the Sins of Sinister one shot that his secret lab is gone, or has been stolen. So Sinister decides that one thing that seems to work is to talk about a problem and then realize, while talking about said problem, that that's the solution. And who better to talk about his problems than, well, him. So a clone of himself is created, and yes, he goes over things, comes up with a solution, and then destroys the clone. He goes to enact his solution with Emma, but it turns out she does not exactly she keeps herself in diamond form when she sleeps in her diamond form, and she's kept Mastermind chained up to her wall and hopped up on amphetamines to continually make anyone who might enter think that she's not in her diamond form. So the rest of the council goes after Sinister, with Emma finding him at at his Westchester complex. He uses a weapon that's Banshee plus Cypher. It reads the vibrational frequency of Diamond and finds the frequency which shatters it, shattering her arm. But, well, a Logan patch and arm regrow. And he's also made some Cyclops chimeras. Out of it would appear his old nasty boys. But, well, she is Emma Frost, and, well, there's never been a Scott that she couldn't make do whatever she wanted. But Sinister was able to convince her to not kill him. Basically, the new chimeras. And he explains everything to the council, and they vote to keep him on the council. The fact that Krakoa needs him is the only reason that he still lives. And that is where the issue ends. Since it's definitely proving to be an interesting tale, obviously the idea is that basically the grand secret will be reversed, and a Moira clone will be then killed, and things will go back to normal. Because this isn't, it's not a line-wide event, so yeah. Moving on to our next book, we've got Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain, #1. So, where we left off, Merlin had been killed. Otherworld was a bit more fractured. Basically, the various leaders of the nations of Otherworld were just like, yeah, we're just gonna, we've all got, like, we'll have a council. We'll discuss things diplomatically. We don't answer to a specific power, such as the universal, the omniversal Majestrix. So we begin with Betsy appearing on a show called Cross of Swords. She is being berated by the host for being a new Captain Britain and being, a mutant and not even living in Britain. Micromax is there as well, but as a but basically to support back up the host's BS. During all of this, Betsy gets a message from one of the other Captain Britons, Britannicus Rex. There's something's occurring on Britannicus Rex's world, so Betsy and Rachel show up to save the day. They do, finding a Fury, being what caused the problem, and well, the problem is dispatched by Rachel combining a little bit of multiversal Phoenix fire with the tar in the area, and problem solved. Back at Braddock Manor, Betsy and Brian discuss things about this new Fury. Basically, it's not Mad Jim's, and we kind of get a rundown of what's become of the Furies. They're being made in the Forge, but that said, the manor is being jostled about because, well, Jamie Braddock is on Braddock Isle, just kind of, to put the house back in its place. And, well, beginning off to go talk to the press while Betsy and Rachel go to Otherworld to see the Forge. At the headquarters of Kavanakaba, the group that has managed to fan the flames against an anti-mutant group has fan flames against mutant kind in the Krakoan Age. Well, turns out that after their brief attempt at courting Selene as a patron for magical abilities, the fact that Hope put a bullet through Selene's head, they have a new patron, the recently returned Morgan Le Fay. And turns out Micromax is on their payroll at the moment. So Betsy and Rachel go to the Everforge of Otherworld to talk with the leader of the Furies. And say, hey, look, one of yours, caused problems for one of mine. So what's up with that? But it basically turns out that Kabanakaba is presumably through Morgan Le Fay has sided with or has added the Furies to their allies. Pete Wisdom shows up at Braddock Manor, and Betsy explains, "Hey, we need Strike to, try. We need to, we need Strike to, gather intel for us on on threats within Britain." But Betsy's got a lot on her mind, but Rachel's able to distract her. The next day, Pete Wisdom and Strike meet with Faiza Hussein. I think Faiza may have been been featured in the Captain Britain MI-13 book back during Secret Invasion. I think that was where we met her. She's a superhuman expert and apparently she carries Excalibur. Not like I don't remember if it's if it's the sword transmorgified or if it's a shard of the sword or what, but she carries it with her, and it's kind of a hey, if you've got that, as she is not what Kabanakaba would see as being the right person, or the right type of person to have to carry such a symbol of Great Britain. The idea is that she'll be under Strike's protection, but yet another Captain Britain is attacked by a Fury. This one being Captain Brittani. Rachel and Betsy show up. More Furies arrive, and since the Furies have called in for reinforcements, so does Betsy, and the Corps shows up. But Morgan Le Fay and so Betsy confronts Morgan Le Fay telepathically, but and Le Fay is about to introduce a Captain Britain that the people will love. The teaser page for the next issue implies that this new Captain Britain would be Peggy Carter, and that is where the issue ends. Solid start. As I recall, this is a 5-issue miniseries. I wouldn't mind if it was an ongoing, but strong start, and strong start. I like it. I dig it. I look forward to seeing where it goes. Moving on to our next book, we've got Deadpool number 4. Where we left off, a piece of the Carnage symbiote had been implanted in Deadpool, and he had met up with his handler for the Atelier, Valentine Vong, and she was able to put together a He's trying to find ways to keep the symbiote from taking over Deadpool, and so a heavy amount of sedatives, but Harrower, with her new ally Dr. Octopus, has attacked Wade and Valentine at the Metropolitan Zoo, making Harrower making chimeras of all three of the Metropolitan Zoo mascot animals. For somebody to include a Venus flytrap. But, so Deadpool, with the aid of the Carnage symbiote, is able to dispatch the creatures, but Doc Ock realizes that Valentine is definitely a threat and goes after her. During everything, the backpack that Deadpool's wearing that has the sedatives in it is removed, and Lady Deathstrike shows up. Doc Ock makes another attack on Valentine, shattering their arm. Big week for that apparently. And with the backpack with the sedatives being removed, well, the symbiote is able to take over and goes for its mother, Harrower, and falls it. And Harrower is able to get the symbiote to move Deadpool into a flower, and basically making a cocoon out of it. Her and Doc Ock leave with the cocoon, leaving Harrower now with one arm and Lady Deathstrike rather perilously injured behind. Valentine does what she can to save Deathstrike. Basically, you'll help me because the way I saved you, if I don't add an antidote to that, it's going to kill you. Or at least make you wish you were dead for a very long time. But the cocoon hatches, and I'm not sure if the implication is that... actually, no, it is. It's not implied, it's stated clearly. Cocoon hatches, and the bit of carnage of the symbiote which has reached its full state, complete with a host, Cletus Cassidy. There's also a text page, Sage looking into Valentine Wong. Too much conflicting information to make any heads or tails of. A dozen names, with Valentine Wong being the most common. Born in Oakland, or Boston, or Tucson, or Minneapolis, or Atlanta. College educated, holds a PhD, no college education on record. Youngest of 8 siblings, only child, middle of 4 adopted children. Only verifiable information is their affiliation with the Atelier and their confirmed mutant status. As far as the age can tell, Valentine's never been to Krakoa. There's so much info available, and it says nothing. It's driving her mad. But Sage is going to keep looking into them, and the gates are open to all mutants. But she has a bad feeling about Valentine, and that is where the issue ends. The return of Cletus Cassidy is part of why this was actually a thumbnail book. To be honest, it's kind of a big deal. And there are other books that's going to kind of, pretty sure that's going to somewhat tie into Marvel's listed Summer of Symbiotes banner, whatever story, whatever. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Sabretooth and the Exiles, number 4. Where we left off, Sabretooth's been getting weaker, largely because of the device that was implanted into him by Dr. Barrington. But in the astral plane, Orcus Facility 5 was discovered, or not 5, but I think 3 was discovered, and inside of it was apparently another Victor Creed, who was pulled out of the device he was being kept in and promptly died. At Station 4, everything, the Infernal Nursery, everything's going to pot. The Exiles have has told Creed that that what was inside what was inside the facility was another Victor Creed, and he died. But Sabretooth isn't entirely buying that it's him because, well, he's dead. But it turns out that the Exiles have managed to repair repair and modify Orphan Maker's armor, and Nanny is making a point of meeting all of the young children that the Exiles rescued from Station 2. Who they want to know about Krakoa, and, well, Nanny and Orphan Maker have some opinions on Krakoa. Sabretooth realizes he's getting weaker, and he's trying to wonder, someone did, what's being done to him, someone particular did to him. And, well, did Barrington do the same thing to this other Creed? But he's got a feeling who's behind it all, and if he's right, well, there's going to be hell to pay. There's a memo from the desk of the general contractor about the various stations. 1 through 4 are gone, but 5, well, he knows that the general contractor is well aware that their contract is not going to be renewed, and, well, that's fine. But he is trying to deal with the problem of Victor Creed, and he has discovered the solution. But Third Eye and Madison Jeffries discuss Station 4, while Barrington and her creation are headed there as well. However, a hand made of solid water, not solid, but directly, it's like the water creature from the abyss. Grabs them. Back on the ship, Sabretooth helps us tell all the new arrivals about Krakoa the truth. The other Exiles think this is not the best idea in the world, but they're attacked by the same water creature, which grabs Madison Jeffries and eventually rips him in half, killing him. Then a vessel appears over the ship and snags and takes Creed while the water creature attacks the ship, pulling it down, though a force field is formed around it. The rest of the Exiles are trying to do what they can to keep everyone calm. Sabretooth, however, learns that, well, learns the identity of the person behind his recent troubles. His son, Graydon Creed, who's apparently been multiversally killing all the Sabretooths. And, well, he's got a trophy wall of Sabretooth's head. Lots of Sabretooth's heads. And that is where the issue ends. This is actually the penultimate issue of the miniseries, so next issue is the finale. Let's see how the whole thing plays out. I imagine Graydon Creed will be soundly defeated. Not killed, but Sabretooth at least think he killed his kid again. Moving on, though, to our last book for the moment, we've got Something is Killing the Children, number 29. Where we left off, Erica had been had a chat with Cutter, who basically said, "Hey, since Erica turned herself in, and well, Cutter wants to actually have the thrill of the hunt. Well, put everything in motion so that Erica would continue to be seen as public enemy number one and go after her. So we begin. One of the deputies picks up a coffee order, tries chatting with the barista, shows up at the station. Dead bodies everywhere. Erica tells him what's happened. Takes his gun and rather than use it on him, pops the magazine out and pops around out of the chamber and discards the gun. Tells him what's going on, and she goes to rescue the civilians that are with her, and also have a chat with Cutter's familiar. The bulk of the issue focuses on the aftermath of Cutter's murder of Gary. The House of Slaughter is having their funerary rites, and the dragon opts to speak with Cecilia. Apparently, though, it's made clear that Cecilia wants to succeed the dragon. And Cecilia says that she doesn't think that sending Cutter was the best idea. But the dragon goes on to explain that Cutter is a twofold problem, and the hope would be that and it's a similar problem that the Great House. Cutter is a problem that's similar to the problem that the House of Slaughter has with Erica. So the idea is to send two problems against one another, and in the hopes that maybe Erica will survive. But at the same time, it's probably best that neither survive. If Erica were to survive, well, perhaps she'd have a seat on the council. But there's no way that Erica would vote Cecilia to be the dragon. So maybe there are other routes to make sure that were to happen. Nothing is definitively stated. It's all very vague. Get what you get what I mean? But Erica goes to talk with her white masks and gets a plane ticket to New Mexico. As few layovers as possible. And that is where the issue ends. Things are heating up, and it should be. I'm confident that Erica will likely take out Cutter. Probably also Cecilia too. Who knows? Maybe even the dragon. Anyway, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.